Hi, hello, welcome. I'm KJ. I'm an aspiring fantasy author, and today I have something a little bit different to what I usually do, which is blogging my process and my writing journey. And this is actually the second time that I'm filming this part of the video because my phone did me a switcheroo and the quality was so bad. I don't know why, because all of the other clips are fine, but it's okay. I also filmed a different clip on a different day, so you'll notice like 3 changes of clothes. Bear with me. Grab yourself a coffee because I think this one is going to be a bit long, but I hope it'll be fun. Today is all about how I've been gamifying my life and my habits. I've done all of this for 2025 and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it for 2026 because it is super extra, quite unnecessary. You can achieve a lot of things without doing this, obviously, but it's made my life a lot more fun this year, and it's actually really helped me to keep motivated and accomplish a lot of things. I will be doing a different video on a 2025 recap because I did a live audit the other day, and then I'd also be talking about 2026 goals because this is a writing channel. It'll be mainly focused around that, but I might talk a little bit more like life, um, other goals and things that I want to do this year. Let's get to what you're here for, how I'm gamifying my life. Now, I use a traveler's notebook with inserts, but I thought would make it easier on myself, and as the main planner and tracking my goals and habits journal planner system, I don't know, I'm going to be using a Sterling Ink N1 horizontal. This is the compact version because I'm repurposing a lot of the spreads that it already comes with. I didn't think I would need that many extra pages at the back. I do come from a bullet journaling background, so I'm quite used to just doing my own things, which is what I did this year, which is like empty inserts. Something new that I'm adding now is this commonplace insert, which I will be showing in a bit, but I have my notes for this video here so that I don't forget because I tend to go on tangents. Showing you how I've set it up to be able to accommodate this system in a bit. There will be timestamps below, but this is how the system is going to work, right? Because we're gamifying our life and we're treating our life like it's a game. Obviously, we need a character to level up. So this year, my character is going to be a store master. Last year, as in 2025, was a very cute witch. And the way this character levels up is by acquiring 100 experience points. That's the basis, right? To level up, I need 100 points. How do I get these points? There are 3 ways. The first one is with quests. Quests are my main goals for the year. So, for example, if I wanted to write the first draft of a book, that would be one of my quests. And each one of these are valued at 100 experience points. I have 10 this year. Also, because just acquiring the points is not enough for these ones because they're the main thing, right? So I have drawn a badge of honor for each one of them that I will get to color in when I accomplish the goal. The second way is by accomplishing side quests. Now, these are things that are, they can be goals or just things that I want to get done in the year, but that I'm happy if they don't happen. For example, if I wanted to go on a trip with my mom and my brother, that would be a side quest because I know that this year it will be quite difficult to organize because of life. If it happens, it's great. If not, I'm not gonna be mad about it. Depending on how difficult they are to accomplish for me, I will give them points from. I'm trying to decide if the minimum will be 10 or 20. For now, I'm gonna say 20. Between 20 and 50 points because they're difficult to accomplish, but not as difficult or as important this year as the quests. The third way is with habits. The minimum that I need to do each month to level up. Now, these are divided by life categories. I have 6 of them. And I've also divided them into monthly, weekly, and daily habits. Depending on how well I kept up with my habits in any given month, I will decide how many points I get for each life category. So, for example, these are my life categories. Side note, because I'm a fantasy author, I couldn't help myself, and I have used a lot of the names and things from my own fantasy books to name things in this system, so they might make no sense at all to you. I will try to give alternates. First, we have vices, which is physical health. You could call it vitality if you wanted to do this, and that one is valued at 20 experience points. Then we have spirit, which is mental health, and is also 20. Anaya, which is the goddess of love in the world of the book that I'm currently querying, that is called The Healer Witch, and that one is for self-care. That one for me also includes finances. I am a very savings oriented person, and having good financial habits is a form of self-care for me. If you wanted to have it as a separate thing, you could call it prosperity, which is what I did in 2025. This one is also valued at 20. The next one is hermit, which is all about my projects. So my writing, my crochet projects, etc. And is also valued at 20. The next 2 categories are cottage, which is all about home and my environment and, chores. And charisma, which is all about my relationships, my social life, all of that. These 2 are valued at 10 experience points each. Now, the reason for that is because, as important as they are in this season of my life, the other 4 are much more important. Like, if I'm not taking care of my mental health and my physical health, then I cannot show up for my relationship. So the first 4 are all valued at 20 points each because they are the core, so that I can do everything else, if that makes sense. In each of these categories, I have habits that have been assigned to each of them. So, for example, for physical health, right? I'm tracking it on a weekly basis because I want to go on 3 runs a week. At the end of the month, if I do the 3 runs a week, I get 20 points. If 2 of those weeks I only went on 1 run, then I might just give myself 10 points for that category. That's the way I'm doing it. Obviously, you can work this out for you, and this system is designed for myself. Just I spent so much time figuring out the way I wanted to do it, like a bit too much. I went all out, very, very extra, but I've made it in a way that it can evolve with me, and obviously as life changes, my system will change with me. But for now, this is how I'm doing it. Now I'm gonna leave you to past KJ, who will be doing a little tour of how the system is set up in my Sterling ink. Okay, I'll try to keep this as concise as I can. And really sorry if there's any shaking. I literally have this tripod arm thing for my phone right next to me, so there might be some shakiness. Sorry about that. But this is my sterling ink. As I said, it's the N1H horizontal compact. It's in the blue denim. I forget what the name is. When you first open it, I've put this little sticker. I'm very into tarot as well, and I'm an Aquarius sun. And because 2026 is going to be my year, I thought this would be very appropriate. You know, we're putting it out into the universe. For context, the star card is the Aquarius card in the tarot. So there's that, just on decoration. Now, I don't normally use calendars to plan because I use Google Calendar because I can sync that with my work one, and that just works better for me. So I'm using this one to track the moon phases throughout the year, which I haven't done yet. I will do that at some point. And to track the wheel of the year because I do celebrate that too. This page is going to be my vision board. This is a clear washi tape that I have that I've been using to just mark where I want things as I was planning. And I will do this vision board in my 2025 recap and 2026 goals video. Then we go to the fun bits. So this is my badges of honor spread. That's my character. As you can see, very cute. I have drawn all of these myself, and these are the badges that I will get to color in as I complete my main goals for the year. I am not prepared at all, am I? Let me show you 2025's version. This is 2025's one. As you can see, that's my character, a little witch, and I had so many badges of honor this year. I'm not sure why I decided to do these two in the same place, but anyway. I am gonna color in a couple of more of these, which I know I'm completing this month. It's still December, so, but that's how that's looking. Also, as you can see, I completed this level very quickly. I actually think I completed it in August or September. I can't recall. This is what I'm gonna be coloring in, and with this one comes this spread. So each one of these is the name for each one of those badges. In this column, I will be putting what goal I am trying to complete, you know, associated with which one. And then in this column, I will be putting which month I did it in, just because my memory is not very good. Next to it, I have the side quests. I haven't put that many of them because I'm gonna have a very fitness and work, as in my writing and personal projects, focused year. So I didn't think I would need this many spaces. However, I left this blank just in case I needed to expand either one of those as the year goes, you know? After this, I have my habits. These are the monthlies. I have all of the months in the year and what I want to do. That one, for example, is therapy. So I go to therapy. Actually, I'm going every 2 months. So this is going to be monthly slash bi-monthly. And my weeklies. So numbers of the week and the habits that I want to do. And it continues over here. I do have 2 extra spaces that I haven't decided what I want to do yet. It never hurts to have some extra space in case I need it, and I, you know, later down in the year I decide I need to track something else that I hadn't thought of. After that, we have character level, which I will come back in a second. I am tracking my daily habits in a couple of different places. After the badges of honor, which in the Sterling Ink original layout was the goals page, I've just covered things up. And after that, you have this yearly tracker, which I'm gonna be using for my steps and workouts. Then we go on to the quarterly pages. You get, with this planner, you get a place where you can track all of your quarterly goals and, you know, a monthly tracker that is a bit bigger than the yearly one. I'm going to be using this section for my daily habits, so I can fit 8 of them. I am using the column that has like the day of the week that it is as an extra one, and I've left these empty just for the same reason. I want to be able to change what I'm tracking later down the line if I need to. At the bottom, I'm gonna be using this to track certain measurements, like body measurements. I won't go into that just because these things are very personal and I don't want to trigger anyone. The quarterly goals section, I like to break down my big goals into smaller steps. So, for example, if I wanted to finish the first draft of a book, I might break that down into word counts. So let's say January, I want to write 20,000 words. So that would be a goal for January. And honestly, it's just to keep me motivated. And I love having things to track and things to tick off, and it just keeps me going. Big goals can be very daunting, and breaking them down just really helps with that because I feel like I'm achieving something in the meantime and it's just not dragging. We then go on to the monthly sections, which, as I said, I don't plan my months here. This part is going to be more health tracking. Again, I'm not going to go into that. It's just some like, my cycle, and I get flare ups of inflammation, so I will track that here, things like that. Underneath it, though, I have this little section for my stats. Here is where I will be tracking at the end of the month how I did in each category, and I will give myself points. That one is physical health, mental health, self-care, projects, house, relationships, and that one is for side quests. So at the end of the month, I will look at my habit trackers and my quests and side quests and then tally here the total. Once I've done that, I can then come back to the character level spread. As you saw in the 2025 version, I completed it very quickly. So I decided to do it horizontally in this way, and I'm going to be started from 22 because that was the last level that I reached in 2025. And I have this extra space if I need to expand it at any point. And I think it looks quite cute. So yeah. The weekly sections I just use to plan my week. I like to have a section to track my daily tarot card, another section for, day events. Like if I have any meetings on Monday, I would put that in that section, or like day specific tasks. And then I like splitting this notes page kind of in half to have my to-do list for the week. For things that I don't know when I'm gonna get them done, I just put them there. And then I also do a bit of gratitude journaling in here. I can fit quite a lot in this. I really, really love this layout. I do have some extras that I would like to show you. So the first one is this peek into the timelines. I'm just gonna pull a tarot card for each month of the year and write a little something, and that would be the energy for that month. I just thought it would be something fun to have. As I mentioned, I also celebrate the Wheel of the Year. So to set me up for success, I decided to make a spread for each one of them where I could just journal what I did on that day or plan and things like that. So I'm just gonna show you them. Hi, hello. This is KJ from a different day, but I've just done this for my highlights of the year, and I thought I would show you. So I've called it Hall of Memories to go with the fantasy theme. I was thinking of something like Hall of Heroes, like the Hall of Fame kind of, but I think Hall of Memories is a bit more cutesy. Either doodling or journaling or like pasting in ephemera from my favorite moments in the year. I was gonna go for a Dutch door, but I decided to do this little window thing. Can still see the title. So I will show you where this is gonna go because I do have the traveler's notebook. So what I'm gonna do is just, once I'm done with this one, which is my 2025 weekly insert, I will just replace this with that, and then it will go in there with the rest of my system. I do have some other bits that I think might be interesting. So this particular one came with this pocket thing. It's really useful actually. I just have my key for 2026 here, and like the health stuff that I'm tracking and whatever else. And it also comes with this zipper pocket where I just keep some ephemera and sticky notes and bits and bobs. The next insert is my commonplace insert that I've already started. It was supposed to be for 2026, but I couldn't help myself, and that's the key for that. So I'm gonna be doing a dream log, my personal curriculum, writing research, which is for anything that I have to search for my books, which I think will be quite fun to look back on. Then life notes and miscellaneous. And yes, I have already started it because why not? It's just fun. The next one is just one for brain dumps. Let me find a cute one. So for example, this is the type of thing I do here. This is where I was trying to figure out what color I wanted to do for each of the months. And yeah, and some just lettering and doodles because I was bored. I do have this other insert, but I won't show that one because that one is for me and my partner and projects that we work on, and it's a bit private, so I'll keep that one a secret. But yeah, there we have it. That's my system. That's what I've used this year, and that's what I'm gonna be using in 2026. And I hope you enjoyed this video. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, what are you using this year? Maybe we can leave a little cloud if you've reached this far. Leave me a little cloud, yes, for Project Cloud, which is going to be one of my focus, one of my quests in 2026. That seems appropriate. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Again with the waving every time.